Hi everyone, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of sexual shame, as I feel like it's a huge issue within our culture, and there are many ways in which this manifests that maybe you might not be aware of, or maybe you are, and I think it's a good time to have a discussion about this and to start destigmatizing this energy, this kundalini sexual energy that people have created and demonized and not really known how to deal with. Sexual shame manifests in many different forms. It could be the sexual shame in expressing desire, so showing sexual interest in someone, or acknowledging that you have a natural sexual desire, or that you feel a sexual or kundalini energy. Another way sexual shame manifests is through past sexual traumas. While a lot of people have suffered from sexual traumas, they might not be aware actually how widespread the problem is. There's quite a few people, really high statistics of people who've dealt with sexual trauma, and without being able to have open dialogue, open discussion about our sexuality in a respectful sort of way, then it perpetuates the cycle of people repressing their traumas and then going on and spreading it to further generations, keeping that negative karma going. Sexual energy in and of itself is actually a neutral energy. The way that many people perceive sexuality is in this perverted sort of highly stigmatized view. So when we think of sexuality, we think of sexual intercourse, or we think of the hidden and the taboo, when in reality, in nature, sexual energy is just the energy of creation. The same sexual energy within humans is the same energy within plants. The same energy as a bee pollinating a flower, or the same energy as fruits, or it's the same energy as things growing and being created. So it's our perception and our stigma that has created this concept of sexuality in this more perverse, stigmatized way. And it's very important for us to have this dialogue about sexuality, because our sexual energy is our kundalini energy. And the kundalini energy is basically our life force energy that is coiled up at the base of our spine. And when it is activated, it raises up through the chakras to the crown and helps you expand your abilities, your psychic abilities, your intuition, and your power and abilities to function in this life and be your optimum potential. A lot of people aren't even aware of this and are not aware of their full human potential because it's not really something we're taught in schools. Everything related to energy and sexuality is really quite obscure and not discussed, because we've created this monster of it and not really known how to deal with it. One of the beautiful things about Tantra is it embraces this kundalini energy, and we work with it, and we learn how to activate our highest potential. We don't run away from our sexual energy. We go beyond the sexual energy. So contrary to what a lot of people think, Tantra is not necessarily an indulgence in having super long orgasms and knowing how to have great sex or whatever. Those are great things to implement when you would like to, but the whole philosophy and the energy of Tantra, once you start practicing, it's almost as if the bliss that you feel is so beyond the sexual intercourse, that small category of sexual energy, that you realize this universal energy, you synchronize with it in the universe, and And in yourself, you become empowered, you become integrated, because Tantra is all about integration. And you no longer become obsessed with these things. So this is why Tantra is also really good for people who have issues with their sexuality, because most of the time it's either an imbalance where someone is hyposexual, where they're not having a lot of sexual energy and they're repressing it, maybe because of past traumas and things, or a person can be hypersexual, so where we have these sexual addictions, porn addictions, masturbation addictions, or just addictions with hunting sexual partners and finding sexual partners. It's a practice in learning how to be your own source of energy, your own source of strength, and your own source of bliss, ultimately, because that's what most of us are looking for. We're looking for happiness, we're looking for peace. And understanding your kundalini energy, working through it within Tantra, can really help you to integrate within yourself. It's quite widespread when you think about this idea of sexual shame. There's so many of us who've grown up in these cultures and in these religions who have taught us to suppress this energy, to be afraid of it, to demonize it, to not even to explore it or see what it is. And it's caused us to be removed, in a sense, from our internal essence and who we really are. Because the kundalini energy is coiled at the base of the spine in the coccyx bone. And all the other chakras rest on top of the root chakra. So if you have an imbalance or a blockage in your root, then everything else in your system is not going to be balanced. Especially since your sexual energy, your kundalini energy, is your life force. It's your sense of creation. It's your manifestation of the creative energy within you, and your potential to carry that out into the world. So it's very, very important to reconnect with that energy, remove all societal stereotypes of what this energy is, and learn to connect with yourself. Learn to take back power of what this energy is, what it means to you, and how you can transmute it and create what you want with this energy. It's essentially it's your power, it's your Shakti, it's your creativity, it's your creation power. It's really the root and the source of everything that is your potential. I'm looking forward to making a lot more videos to help dispel our current myths regarding sexuality and regarding Tantra. And while I will be talking about sexuality in the sense of kundalini energy, I want to re-emphasize that Tantra is a lot more broad and a lot more magical and transformative than just its human sexual expression. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. I look forward to connecting more with you all.